Oh, there you are, YouTube. Today, I decided to wear a shirt from the Monster Squad, which proclaims that Stephen King rules. And it got me to thinking, what are my favorite Stephen King movies? Because I've never read a Stephen King book. Have you? If so, what's his best book? I'd like to know. Actually, well, I'm curious, but just if because you tell me or you recommend one, I still don't see myself reading it, but I'm me asking is more out of curiosity. But when it comes to his movies, I have seen quite a few of those. So, what is your favorite Stephen King movie? I wish before I started today's vlog, I had written all the ones that I have seen down, but I didn't do that. So I just have to go by memory, and I'm going to miss so many. Like, I don't know. What have I seen? Stand By Me. Shawshank Redemption. Is The Green Mile his? I'm pretty sure. So those are like the more like populous ones. Children of the Corn. It. I've seen the new movies It. I have the 90s miniseries, but I haven't watched it yet. Needful Things. Tommy Knockers. That was a miniseries. The Shining, both the movie and the miniseries. What do you like best between those two, the movie or the miniseries? Because I know the people who like are really into the book, I think I've heard prefer the miniseries because it's more in line with the book. But it's not a good miniseries. But I don't always know if Stephen King's stuff translates well to television, or maybe not television, I don't know. It's just some things that get really strange and weird don't translate very well to movies. They are bizarre rather than like scary or weird, kind of like what's going on here. So I think that might be some of the problem there. Man, what else do we got? The Dead Zone. Do you like that one? I see a lot of good reviews and people loving and talking about the Dead Zone, but to me, it's just okay. I think it's suffering from budget issues. I think if it had a much larger budget, it would have felt more grand in scale, which I think is important for like a political thriller like that, because it felt very small town almost, and it's not supposed to, in at least my read of the movie. What else? What others do we have? Cujo. I have not seen Cujo, and I'm not sure I can. If you've seen Cujo, how did they treat the animals? Do you know how they treated the animals when they made that movie? Because, I don't know. When it comes to movies that star animals, it is very difficult for me to watch them anymore. As a kid, didn't have any problem because I didn't know what was going on. But anymore, just give me a CG animal. I'm fine with that. Even if the special effects aren't that great. I don't know. I worry about the puppies. What else? Let's think of more Stephen King films. Like, what's the Machines Come to Life one? I think that was an early one for me. Watched that one very young as a kid. It's called Maximum Overdrive. From what I recall, is that one not based off of a book? I'm not even sure it's based off a novella. I think it might just be written for the screen. Oh, he even has an episode of The X-Files that he wrote about a little doll. Let's see, what else? What else has Stephen King done that I've seen? Cujo, by the way, I have not seen. Did I say that? I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. More Stephen King. Castle Rock, the show. The first season. I haven't watched the second season yet. That's a good show. Although, I don't think he's that involved in it. It's just other people are taking his characters and people that are like related to his characters and Castle Rock and making like a world out of it. I'm not sure how much he is involved in like the storytelling. I know I'm missing some stuff here. Big ones. I'm missing some big ones here. I know it. There was one I was going to say after Maximum Overdrive that I got distracted when I started talking about X-Files. but it was Maximum Overdrive, followed by, if I could just remember it, I can't remember it now, but I said Children of the Corn, Christine, right? That's him, right? Yeah, he wrote Christine, I think. Did he? Tell me in the comments, did Stephen King write Christine? I have the movie all the way downstairs, and I'm pretty sure he did write that one. Pretty sure. But yeah, because John Carpenter directed, but yeah, I think it was a Stephen King. There are more. And one of the ones, Pet Sematary, that was the one I wanted to bring up. That movie traumatized me as a kid, scared me as a kid, made me fearful as a kid, to the point to where I actually blocked out Zelda from my memory. Like I remembered a lot from it. I remembered Herman Munster is in it. I remember the kid, getting all rah, and getting hit by the semi and all of that stuff in the shoe. But I actually, and I even remembered, the wife at the very end, sort of the way they like chopped off the end, where it's, that part. But Zelda, I actually blocked out from my memory. And me and my friends, when I was in college or grad school, somewhere in there. So I watched this when I was very young, way too young to be watching it. And then in grad school, maybe just regular college, I can't remember now, I was talking with friends. We were talking about scary movies, from when we were a kid. And I was talking about Poltergeist 2, just, the tequila worm always freaked me out, and that guy, that's sort of outside the house. He looks very skeletal in the face. I blocked him out as well, actually. I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about the tequila worm, because I blocked that man out too. But we're talking about Zelda here. So me and my friends were talking, and then we start talking about Pet Sematary, because I remember that one was very scary for me. But like, as I was telling them how that movie was very scary for me, is when Zelda's backbone like popped into my head, and her face, and it was like so weird, such a strange feeling to always have, Pet Sematary in your mind and knowing it was a scary movie, but having completely blocked out the Zelda portion. Like it didn't exist. My brain found it so scary that it pushed it out of my memory. And then it was jogged back with some friends from college. And that was such a strange experience for me, to have something blocked out and then return. It was so weird. I don't know if you've ever felt that before, but it is odd to recollect something that your brain said, no, I'm locking that away. But also from Poltergeist 2, so the worm I always remembered, because that was really gross, and I would always tell people that, movie was traumatizing. But I was like looking up recently, maybe just last year, I was looking up that worm to show my wife or somebody, and then in Google image searches, when I found a picture of the guy who I was talking about, kind of outside the house, looking really creepy and sick and skeletal in the face, and that came back. So I've had that experience twice with some of the scariest movies that I've ever seen. The other, movie that I would say is very scary that I watched, probably, those are like childhood memories, but the scariest movie I've seen as an adult is probably The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I can't really, anything else that I've watched as an adult just really doesn't scare me too much, I think. Maybe because I know too much about movies. I don't know. It's just, I think maybe I force myself to, like, understand you're just watching a movie or something. I don't know. I just don't get as scared as I used to. Maybe it's just because I'm an adult. But I do remember after seeing The Exorcism of Emily Rose being a little bit afraid of going to bed that night and feeling, just sort of remembering that imagery. It was just kind of, ooh, That one scared me a little bit. But yeah, anyway, what is your favorite Stephen King movie? Which Stephen King movie to you rules? That's what I want to know. Normally I would ask this around Halloween, but I had a lot of work to do today, so I wasn't able to do a major vlog or anything. So we're just working with what I got, and what I got is a Stephen King rules shirt from the Monster Squad. So what is your favorite Stephen King film? I want to know. I don't know what mine is. I mean, it's probably like Shawshank, honestly. Generic, I'm sorry. So I guess, what is my favorite horror of his? I don't know, maybe Pet Sematary because it's the most effective. But I have a lot of nostalgia for Maximum Overdrive. I don't know, tough call. So yeah, let me know what yours is. And perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.